Welcome to our life. I'm Lauren Lark.
And I'm Dylan Lark.
And welcome to Life with the Larks. We are so excited to begin this adventure of starting a YouTube channel together. It's something that we've really been thinking about doing for a while, and we've kicked around some ideas of things we wanted to share with you guys. But due to just life and long distance relationship, we haven't really had the time to do it. And now that we're married and living together, we really have the time to focus and put our energy into it. So we just wanted to take a few moments today in this introduction video to introduce ourselves, to tell you kind of our goals and ambitions with the channel and kind of set some expectations moving forward. And just wanted to get to know you guys a little bit. So Dylan, take it away. Introduce yourself.
Of course, I'm Dylan. I'm the husband of this relationship. I'm a big sports fanatic, big film guy as well. I'm also an educator, just like Lauren is, but I teach AV tech. I'm all about behind the scenes from stuff. I mean, we even spent a lot of time watching documentaries about filmmaking, a specific film that we'll probably talk about later on. But I'm big into that stuff, and that's one of my biggest hobbies, kind of just studying film and watching a lot of sports.
And as I said earlier, I am newly Lauren Lark. I am a music teacher in the state of Georgia. I have taught elementary music for 4 years, but I am actually moving into a new position of teaching middle school choir, and I am super stoked about that. But as much as I love teaching, that's not all who I am. I love Jesus. I love cooking. I love spending time with family and friends and really just making a house a home. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. And that's something that I really want to bring to this channel. And so we thought that we would start off by kind of giving you guys a little bit of insight into who we are and by sharing how we met, because I think we kind of have an interesting story of how we met. It's kind of funny. We met online, as so many new couples these days do. And I don't think we both were really expecting it to work out the way that it did. I think I knew a little bit earlier than he did, because I actually called a friend the night of our first date and I said, I think this is the man that I'm going to marry. But I would love to hear your perspective of when we very first met online, because that is really funny. So can you give your perspective of what that was?
Yeah, so I remember we just got to graduate from Auburn University, and my parents wanted to take me on a grad trip. So I went to Pigeon Forge in Tennessee, and I was kind of on my phone and looking for love in a way. I found Lauren. I matched with her. One of the things that I really that stuck out to me was on it when she mentioned her fears, and one of her biggest fears was just rocks. And that was what I kind of stuck with. I was like, I got to figure something out here, because I got to know why someone is just scared of rocks. And she had a funny story alongside of it, and of course, we matched that evening. And after that, we kind of just didn't stop talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, people have asked me, what initially attracted to you? And I think Dylan's answer to that question would be the picture on his profile of him in a handsome Squidward shirt, which for somebody who didn't watch SpongeBob growing up, that was not my initial attraction. But Auburn was all over his profile. And I really love educated men and somebody who can really have a good conversation. And so I think that was one of the first things that initially attracted me to him. But then our first date kind of, happened, and it was really funny actually. We actually have a little bit of a disagreement about what our first date is, because he often claims that the first time that we FaceTimed was our first date, because we FaceTimed for several hours that night. I was actually packing to go out of town. He was coming back into town, or he had just gotten back into town. I was packing to go out of town to Disney World, and we were on the phone for several hours that night while I was packing. But our first in-person date was actually really funny. He had all intentions of taking me to this local Mexican restaurant, and he was so excited to take me. and it was one of his favorite spots when he was in college. As he said, he went to Auburn University. And what we did not account for was the fact that it was move-in weekend. And so we got there, and the place was completely packed out, and it was parking was a nightmare, and it was going to take hours. And so we did not go that route, but we did go to another Mexican restaurant. Sorry to say, it was subpar. We didn't love it. It was okay, but the second half of the date, I think, went a whole lot better. Don't you think?
I believe so. I mean, went back to my place and we watched Game of Thrones. She had never seen it. I had finished watching it earlier that year. I watched it with my roommate all the time, really. So I was like, we talked about Game of Thrones a lot. It was one of the things we talked about. I had seen Game of Thrones, but you hadn't. You
Mm-hmm.
had seen Harry Potter, and I hadn't. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
that was our second date was
Yeah.
watching Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of just came back and watched Game of Thrones. Watched the first episode or first two episodes. First episode.
First, at least I feel like we watched at least 2 episodes, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. I think it was. I think it was two.
Yeah. But then I got in the car, I went home, I called a friend, and I said, I think I just met my husband. And the rest is history, because that is absolutely the truth. We got married 3 weeks ago, and we are so excited to begin building, making this house our home. We love it, and we both are starting new jobs and just beginning life together. We've been kind of long distance for the last almost 4 years. And so we're excited to be full time together now, and just building this life together. As I mentioned before, one of the things that I am really passionate about is making a house a home. And that's really what I want to make this channel about. I want to share with you guys the way that, as two teachers who are living on a pretty modest income, how there are simple things in life that you can find a joy in. There are simple things in life that you can do to bring joy and happiness into your home. And so, to me, some of the things that that looks like is how can we um, decorate on a budget? How can we meal prep and go shopping and all of that kind of stuff on a budget? And how can we go on date nights and things like that, and live modestly within our means? And so I think that's something that's really important these days, because on social media, it's all about the most expensive vacation that you can go on, the most expensive dinner you can go on. And while all those things are great and they have a purpose and there is a time and a place for them, I think that doesn't always represent the majority of people. And so, as I said, we're two teachers. We have a pretty modest income. And so we want to share what our life is like and finding joy in everyday moments and not just in the big moments of life. And so I think that's, to me, what this channel is going to be a lot about.
Right, and what can you expect from us? That's going to be weekly episodes. Of course, Lauren's going to be kind of on camera more often than I will. I'll be mostly behind the scenes doing most of the editing. Of course, that is my trade that I have kind of specialized in over the past few years. So you'll mostly see Lauren on camera, but you'll also see us on social media as well. Of course, we have those plugged in the description below. Everything is Life with the Larcks, Larck. Make sure you remember that. It's going to be on TikTok, it's going to be on Instagram, it's going to be on Facebook, of course, right here on YouTube as well. We're going to be posting all the time. Again, YouTube, weekly, social media, try to get at least 2 to 3 times per week.
And with that being said, we are so excited to begin this adventure with you guys, sharing all the moments, the highs and the lows, and beginning this adventure that is going to be this YouTube channel. From our family to yours, here's to making everyday moments count. See you next time. Bye.